The following is a sponsored program paid for by Robin Gwaltney Group-RE Results. Welcome to Rochester Real Estate, featuring Robin Gwaltney from Gwaltney Group-RE Results and Andy Brownell. Here's Andy Brownell on Rochester's News Talk, 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Saturday. I'm Andy Brownell with Robin Gwaltney Group-RE Results on News Talk 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM. Good morning, Robin.
Good morning.
So you weathered Snowmageddon?
Oh my gosh. You saw Reed's Landing was right up there.
Yeah, I saw that.
The charts. We got a lot of snow. I had fun watching Scott move it from inside the warm, cozy house. I didn't even step foot out in it.
I think we ended up with, at my place, about 10 inches.
I think, they said we got 15, and basically, I would say that we definitely got, I said 14. Scott said he felt it was more like 16. So, yeah, I think it was pretty accurate.
The best thing about a snowfall this time of the year is we had it dumped on us, and the plow came on Thursday, and just a little tiny touch of sunshine in the late afternoon, and melted what was left, and now the road is bare pavement again.
Oh, wow.
At least right in front of my place.
That's nice.
It is nice. But, yeah, we weather on. No pun intended.
Exactly. Well, you know what? Speaking of this weather, it doesn't feel, right now, if you look out the window, it doesn't look like the spring market, but there are a lot of people that are getting ready to put their house on the market just because of the time of the year. So I think what we could focus on today's show is talk about what people should be doing in order to get their house listed.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
Absolutely. I love that topic.
Okay. So first things first, you're going to have to get out there and shovel all of that snow away. If you're currently listed, please get out there and shovel all that snow away, because we have, people are out showing houses, and it really is, it's pain. And everybody's kind of sick of it now, but it's really important. One of the services that we provide here at the Gwaltney Group is when our properties are vacant, we hire a service to go and shovel the sidewalks and clean out the driveway, because we don't want it to look bad for us, and we want it to be very accessible for buyers coming in. So
safe,
if you're currently
too.
on the market, just a quick little tip, get your driveway and your sidewalks cleared out.
On a related note, I am surprised when I drive around the city how many properties I see where nobody, they'll shovel the sidewalk because they have to, but there's no attempt made at all on the driveway.
And it's so crazy, especially if it's for sale and there's a realtor's sign hanging in the yard, because most people don't know who owns the house. So the one that looks bad, in my opinion, is the realtor that has it listed. So we make sure to keep everything cleaned up, and it's just a nice service we provide to our sellers, and they greatly appreciate it. Same goes in the summertime. If you've moved on and your property's sitting there, we worry about getting the lawn mowed and keeping it look nice. So just a little something extra that we do.
One less thing to worry about as well.
Yeah, we had pictures scheduled yesterday at a new listing, and the people hadn't shoveled or plowed, and I'm like, we cannot take pictures like that. So I had to quickly call, everybody was busy, so I had to call a couple of the guys on the team and send them over with snow blowers and shovels to get it looking good for the photos, because how many times have you heard me say the photos are key? Right now in this market, you have to win the beauty contest and you have to win the price war. So you have to look fabulous, and in the photos, you really have to look fabulous. And then you have to be priced at that really sweet spot. Now, I am not talking about pricing for less than your house is worth, because I have no interest whatsoever in leaving money on the table. But if your home is worth $350 and you say, can we just try $400? You can do anything you want. You're the boss. It's your house. I may not want to list it, and you will find somebody who will, because there are a lot of realtors that'll gladly take a house even if it's not realistically priced or even ready for showings. But that is definitely not the way we do it here. So when we go into a listing, we set high expectations for our sellers, and they always step up, So I hear good feedback from other agents saying, your listings always look so fabulous. Well, that's a plan. That's all part of the plan. That doesn't just happen by accident. And so never, I'm not going to say never, but never in the last 3 years has it been as important as it is now to really put in those extra steps, put the fresh paint on, hang the new curtains because the ones that are there look really drab or boring. Things that you didn't even have to think about last year or the year before. I just had a seller recently call me and said, Robin, we want to list our house in the near future. Can you come over and tell us what to do? I went over and I had a long list of things because he was a bachelor for a while and then got remarried, and then his wife came in. And anyway, she was taking notes. And boy, oh boy, I came back about 6 weeks later when they were ready to put the house on the market. And every single thing on that list was done. It was staged so perfectly. I said, we want your house to look like it comes right out of a magazine shoot. And boy, oh boy, it did. And we put it on the market, and it was a pretty high-priced house. And we put it at the very top of the price range, not over it, but at the very top of what was realistic. And we were able to sell it for full price in a really short time. And I had people say, I've been trying to sell my house and it's very similar. I'm like, I'm sorry. They put the work in. They really did.
I bet they think it's well worth it at this point as well.
Exactly.
So when you do that, what kind of things are you looking at to put on that list?
Okay. So I literally walk room by room, and if there's just extra things that are making it look cluttered, I say, okay, you can either clear out one stall of your garage and start boxing these things up and neatly stacking the boxes in that stall, or you can go rent a storage unit, whatever it is that's going to work best for you. Go ahead and do that. Well, they happen to have friends who go away for the entire winter, so they had permission to put their boxes and bins in that garage, which worked out really well because then the garage showed well as well.
So these are like knickknacks and mementos.
Just stuff. Sometimes we have a lot of stuff sitting around, and once you start clearing off surfaces, it just looks so much neater and cleaner. And when people see photos, like even in the kitchen, yes, this is a really cute cookie jar, and this is a nice little crock full of 1 million spatulas, and these are really cute decorative paper towel holder, all these things, right? But we want to sell the house with nice, clear, clean countertops, so when people look at the photos, they're not looking at your stuff, which might be very nice stuff, but they're looking at the beautiful countertops, and how much countertop space they have. And they're imagining themselves rolling out Christmas cookie dough on that great big center island that isn't all full of,
stuff,
knickknacks and candles. And yes, exactly. So we just, and I tell them there's two different things. The day of photos, I'm anal. Like, none of this stuff can be here. But then after the photos, these things can be put back, at least some of them, because they're not going to offend anybody during a showing. They're nice things, and the house looks neat. I just like the really crisp, clean photos. So we walk through, I say what needs to be done for photos. They do it, we come and take the photos, and the photos turn out beautiful.
And as far as the condition of the house, are you looking for, how worn does the carpet have to be before you say, maybe we should put some new carpet in?
Yeah, again, it depends on the price point of the house. If you've got a $450,000 house and your dogs have trashed the carpet, I'm going to tell you, hey guys, hate to tell you this, but you're going to have to put new carpet in before we put the house on the market. That was one of the things that particular household needed and did, and it made a huge difference. And some of the walls had been plastered with kid stuff, posters, and just lots of pictures, and tape took paint off, or nail holes. It's like time to, putty in these holes and peel off all this tape and get these rooms painted. And then, she took it the extra step and went and bought new bedding and throw pillows and matching lamps. I mean, she did a fabulous job. And sometimes I actually have a lot of that stuff. Like I tell people, I have bedding, because, we used to physically stage so many houses. So I probably have my husband would love to see it all gone. I probably have a dozen sets of bedding and towels and lamps and those kind of things on shelving units in my garage that when things need to be spruced up a little, I can bring those things over. So it doesn't require going out shopping and buying things, but she wanted stuff for her new house, so it was a good excuse.
Sure, yeah. And you've also pointed out some of the stuff you're talking about, the wear and tear type stuff, the nail holes in the walls and the paint that's been peeled off, and why not get it fixed now, even if you're not on the verge of selling it, so you can actually enjoy the way it looks when you do sell it.
Well, that's great as long as you keep it nice until you sell it.
Right. You got to redo it again.
Like in their case, they had 3 big dogs, right? So that's hard on carpet. And it doesn't make sense to put new carpet in if you're going to keep the dogs in the house. So then it's like, okay, we're going to do this right at the end where we can take the dogs to stay with grandma and grandpa until the house is sold, that kind of thing, right? Yeah. So anyway, we just have good advice that really will help you. We don't want to tell anybody to spend money that they don't have to spend, but there are things that people don't think about that make a really big difference. And so that's why we come and we just do a initial appointment. So if someone's just even thinking about selling the house, they say, I don't even know where to start. I say, just let me come on over and I'll help you with that.
How about those big ticket items? Like you have a roof that's near the end of its useful life on a house that you want to sell. Are you gonna say, hey, you might want to put new shingles up there? Or?
Usually I would say, I did just have one that we did put a new roof on, and it wasn't an insurance claim. But usually I would say we're going to have to price it accordingly, because a new roof is going to cost, $35,000 or whatever it's going to be. So we can't expect somebody to pay you top dollar and have to come in here and put a new roof on.
So it's all part of the equation. Okay.
Yeah, and it's different with each case.
I imagine, yeah. We already have to take a break, Robin.
Okay.
We will return and continue our talk in a moment with Robin Gwaltney, Gwaltney Group RE/MAX Results on News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
We'll be right back with Robin Gwaltney and Andy Brownell on Rochester Real Estate. This is News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM. Welcome back to Rochester Real Estate with Robin Gwaltney from Gwaltney Group RE/MAX Results and Andy Brownell on Rochester's News Talk 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Welcome back, everyone. Robin Gwaltney with Gwaltney Group RE/MAX Results. This morning we are chatting about things to do if you're thinking about selling the house, getting it ready, and anything else that you kind of key in on, Robin, when you're doing these?
I think some people actually get to the point where they are so overwhelmed that they know they want to move. They know that they really should move because let's just say they're elderly and they're going downstairs to do the laundry or they're going upstairs to sleep, but they've just been there for so many years and it's just the easiest thing to stay put. And especially when they look around and they see all the stuff they've accumulated and maybe like the repairs that it's going to take to get their house sold. So it's really nice when they can have an individual evaluation of what are the next steps and how do I do this? And you've heard me tell this before, Andy, and you know it's true. We've gone to the extremes. Like one time it was an elderly couple and they just said, we don't have any kids that are around here that can help us. So we literally had our team going over there truck after truck, taking things to Savers for them, taking trips to the dump for them. I mean, literally physically helping them do the things that they couldn't do so that they could put their house on the market and they could, move into a townhome, which was a much better fit. And another one, the people had moved out and everything they left behind was stuff they didn't want. And some of it was very good stuff. So we went in and we lined up like Salvation Army or somebody came with a truck to pick up a lot of the furnishings. And that We actually got a dumpster out front and put all the garbage in the dumpster and got the house completely empty and clean and ready to put on the market. So sometimes if you can't do it on your own, we really are here to help you. So if you've got that house that you think you would like to sell, but you think, oh my gosh, we just have so many things to do. You know, we've got an in-house handyman. We've got in-house house cleaners. We've got people that will paint just for us. So we've got hookups. I mean, it's one of the advantage of being the largest real estate team in all of Southeast Minnesota is we have services that other realtors aren't going to have access to. So we're happy to come in at no cost to the seller to evaluate where they are at and where they need to be to actually put the house on the market and get the most, money that they can get for it. And we will not only help you draw out that roadmap, we will ride right along with you and help you get everything done, as much as you need us, we can do for you. So again, if you've got that house and you think it's time to sell it, whether you are ready or not, if you want me to come over at no obligation to you and no cost to you to just try to help you, please call me because I'm here to do that.
That's what you call full service.
It's really what we pride ourselves in, and you know that.
And what I like about what you're just saying is that I get the evaluation from you, and you tell me I need to get the hallway painted or this bedroom or whatever it may be, and I'm stuck. Who do I call? You actually have somebody right there, and you can go, I can call this person, and they can come over and give you a bid, and we'll get this thing going.
And a lot of times people say, Robin, I don't want to do any of that. I just want to sell it the way it is. What can I get for it the way it is? So I will tell them, if you sell it just the way it is, this is the price. If you put $5,000 more into it, you might be able to sell it for $20,000 more. Then they sometimes change their mind. Oh, okay, maybe I will do it that way. But it doesn't matter to me. We can sell it in any condition, but we just want to be able to educate the sellers, let them know, what that price looks like, if it's just the way it is today, or if they do the things we would suggest they do, how that affects the time on the market, how that affects your final offer that you receive because of the time on the market, all of that. So we just like to explain the way it's going to work once they do decide to put their house on the market.
Get all the information to them.
Get all the information.
And what do you call that when you do the sale without doing anything? As is? Is that?
Well, as is kind of... that just means there may be plumbing issues, there may be heat issues, we're not aware of them, and we're not guaranteeing them. But I'm saying, if we're going to sell something in its current condition, we just sell it in its current condition. And people, understand that they're going to get less without the necessary improvements. And as long as we set them up with realistic expectations, they're perfectly fine with that.
I imagine they're in a hurry is what the deal is there.
Right.
Something that is prompting a quick move or whatever it may be.
Exactly.
Otherwise, it would be like, why not? Hire somebody to paint it. If it costs you $3,000 to paint the entire interior, and that's going to get you an extra $10,000 on the sale, paint it.
And sometimes it's even, okay, you know what? You're going to spend $3,000 and you're going to get $3,000 more money, but it's going to sell so much quicker. Sure. That's sometimes appealing to people. Or you're going to spend $3,000 more to get an offer, and if you don't spend that $3,000, you might be owning your house for 4 or 5 more months, which is costing you money. So again, it's just being able to come in, assess that unique situation, and then give our professional opinion about what the best way to do this is to, obtain their goal, what it's going to take.
I had one more question on this topic before we go. Are there any things that you've run into over the years that I guess would be misconceptions by the sellers in regards to getting the house ready? Things that they're doing wrong or they thought wrong? Right.
Well, sometimes people think that just because bedrooms are painted a certain color, that everything has to go neutral. I don't necessarily think that's true. If you have little kids and they've got a pink bedroom and a purple bedroom, I'm not talking bright, shocking, but, if the room looks nice and it's a nice clean paint job and there's not holes in the walls, I don't think that's your money best spent, because the next person who comes along might think, oh my God, this is perfect for my little girl. Or they might say, I don't like pink, but that's no problem. We'll just paint that room. So I might say, oh, you know what? Instead of spending money on painting that, I think it would be much better to fix your bathroom floor, because these cracked tiles are going to bother somebody, or this torn linoleum is going to bother somebody. If it's broken or has the tendency to seem like wore out, that is more offensive than just somebody's taste, because the chances of you matching the next buyer's taste, it's probably not that likely.
Sure. Makes total sense. Okay. We have to take another break already.
Okay.
Back in a moment with more of Robin Gwaltney Group RE/MAX results on News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
We'll be right back with Robin Gwaltney and Andy Brownell on Rochester Real Estate. This is News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM. Welcome back to Rochester Real Estate with Robin Gwaltney from Gwaltney Group RE/MAX Results and Andy Brownell on Rochester's News Talk 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Good morning, everyone. We're back with Robin Gwaltney Group RE/MAX Results. And I know you mentioned earlier that doesn't look like spring when you look out the window, but we're just days away from March. Literally just days away from March. And are we starting to see those signs of the spring market? Are more buyers showing up at your door, Robin?
Well, that is a really good question, because if you listen to the news or you read any national articles about real estate, you are going to see articles that say things like, home sales are bottoming out. Is 2023 the year that buyers will start calling the shots? And, this is the 12th straight month with decrease in home purchases. We're 37% fewer homes sold this month over this month last year. We'll see all this. But a lot of it is other markets. They just kind of lump sum it all together. Our market is, we just had our team meeting last week, and we looked at our metrics year over year, and we are on track for last year, even actually ahead in volume, because prices have gone up, right? But like number of sales and all of that, we're on track. So I feel like it's busy, and we're getting a lot of calls. I think personally, I'm working with 3 residents already, which I was very surprised, because I'm like, how do you already know you've matched? But apparently they matched last year, but don't come until this year.
Oh, sure.
So there will be more. There will be more coming, and our team is. Everybody's picking up and getting busy. I'm seeing a lot more traffic at open houses. So in the Rochester market, I will speak specifically to that, and surrounding areas. We still have a shortage of inventory. And when you get in that very, very popular price point of anything between $200,000 and $400,000, those houses are not sitting on the market, and those houses are selling quickly. And especially if they've listened to me or whoever their realtor is, and they've gotten the house ready for the market. And we are seeing several houses still selling in multiple offers. Now, when I say that, it doesn't mean that people have to go as crazy high over as they did in multiple offers last year, but people are still bidding over to win. So it's just giving the seller the opportunity to look at the most solid offer. It doesn't necessarily mean they're going to get 30 or 40 or 50,000 over, but they're going to get what they're asking, maybe 5 or 10,000 over. I mean, I told you recently I wrote an offer for 40,000 over, and we didn't get it, but in my opinion, that house was just mispriced. It was just
Sure.
It was priced too low.
Well, that's why you're there, is to have that experienced assessment of what's actually happening.
But yeah, I feel like, yes, to answer your question, a really long answer, the market is picking up. the buyers are out and about now. Not going to lie, this past week it was a little slow because we had all that snow. So, people were all staying home because that's what we were told to do by all the people on the TV, and so everybody stayed home. And I think, I laugh because I said, I swear to God, we never ever, I don't ever remember having 10 snow days in a school year. But my sister, who works at a school, said, yeah, we just had our 10th snow day. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is some crazy stuff.
Either our memories are faulty or...
And that could be.
I don't think so. No, I remember very well going to school when there was more than 6 inches on the ground. But.
You know what I remember? I remember one time it was a blizzard and they canceled school. And us girls were so excited because we drove all the way to Welsh to go skiing on a snow day. I thought, you know what? We're much more at risk. I mean, I didn't think about it then, but I thought about it later. We were much more at risk in our cars driving to go skiing than we would have been just in school. But
yeah, well, we live in a different world, Robin. We live in a different world.
It's still a darn good place to live. And you know what? I feel, here we go with our glass half full attitude. I feel like we just have so much to be grateful for, and this Rochester market is one of those things. Because when I listen to my realtor counterparts across the country, I think, oh my gosh, I'm glad I don't work where they work. So
gosh.
Happy to be a realtor right here in southeast Minnesota.
All right, so... we talked a lot about getting the house ready and things you can do to prepare if somebody wants to get your opinion on that, if they want to sell their house, or one of those buyers who are coming out now because it's getting warmer. How do they get a hold of you, Robin?
Thank you. Call me on my cell phone at 507-259-4926. Anybody who knows me knows I will answer it unless I'm talking on it, and if I am, I will call you back promptly. Otherwise, feel free to visit our website at gwaltneygroup.com.
All right. Thank you so much, Robin. We'll do this again next week. Catch up on what's going on with the Rochester area real estate market.
Thank you.
Robin Gwaltney with Gwaltney Group-RE Results. This is News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.